Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy King Jacquel Martin, back with another episode of Whispering to Your Soul. Listen, I'm here with my big bro, man. I'm blessed to be on HBO Ballers, and I told y'all we'll bring y'all the finest. So check this out. My brother's a gamer, an investor, an amazing actor, bro. Trust me, he's gonna be on every single channel, everything streaming, because he really like that. He's really gifted. I'm here with the one, the only, Donovan W Carter. What up, my boy?
Yes, sir, man. What's up with you, bro?
Cool, bro. We got you in the building, man.
Man, here, man.
Tight vibes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, I know I gave a little bit about your bio, but can you brief the audience on all the things that you do? Just, get a little Costco sample.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Former athlete turned actor. Like you said, I was in Ballers with The Rock.
Yeah.
Man, shout out Dwayne.
Yeah, big shout out to Dwayne.
Yeah, everybody that was on there. Now, because of the show, started getting into gaming.
Yeah.
But I've always been a gamer, since growing up as a kid, and investor, when it makes sense.
Yeah.
And just open-minded right now, man. I want to get into, sports broadcasting. That's what I'm working on now.
Okay.
As well, tapping into that world. But just open-minded. Anything that's about creating and making art. Yeah. I'm all for it. Yeah.
That's dope. Hey, shout out to Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to Shannon Sharp, Lakers in 5. You feel me? My new guy, new analyst on the way. Just make sure y'all be on the lookout. You feel me? Take care of my girl. So, let's talk about acting. How did you first fall in love with acting, bro?
Shoot, man. I mean, growing up as a kid, I always enjoyed watching TV. I feel like I says 88 on my jacket, but I was born in 89.
Okay.
But, growing up, sitcoms was big, and, cable was big. I feel like TV was, was at a different time during my childhood.
Yeah.
But, that's where I kind of got intrigued. I'm like, man, that looks cool. Like, it looks cool to, do that.
Okay.
But I just love sports, and I love just being a kid. I didn't want to be, like, a childhood actor or nothing like that. But I just wanted to, just hang out, just be a kid, hang out with my friends.
Okay.
But it wasn't until after I got done playing football, which was college.
Okay.
And just figuring out what was next, what was the next step, transitioning to life after ball, and I got an opportunity to do commercials as an extra. So that was my first experience doing that. And then doing that, I was like, man, this is cool. Long hours, but I was like, this is cool.
Yeah, man.
And
16-hour days.
Man, yeah, and it was all going through the auditioning process, doing that type of stuff, and I just got an opportunity to audition for the show through my coaches. Man, shout out UCLA. Man, shout out God. And just kind of just went for it. I had nothing to lose at the time. Mm-hmm. So I feel like kind of acting, we found each other.
Okay, I love that. I love that. So before acting, I heard you was this all-pro, all-world athlete, man. How'd you fall in love with football and sports, bro?
Yeah, my father, man. My father, he played football. Was a big football fan.
Okay.
He's from Los Angeles.
Okay.
Played high school. He went into the military, after school.
What did he serve in?
The Navy.
Okay, cool. I'm a former veteran. I was in the Army, you know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Pops. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you for your service as well.
Love, bro.
So I think his goal, he wanted to play college. It just didn't work out.
Okay.
And he actually was coaching before I even started playing.
Oh, wow.
Like, just for fun, because he liked to give back. He likes to, help out kids and
stuff.
What
position did he play?
He played fullback and linebacker.
Okay, dope.
So, when I finally moved with my father, because I was living with my mom when I was young.
Okay.
So I moved with my dad. I would just see him coach. But he wouldn't let me start playing until I was 10. This is when I was 7, 8.
Right.
So he wanted me to wait till I was 10. I started playing baseball first.
Oh, wow.
So that got me okay, I like sports. I like the team dynamic, being outside, being with other kids. So I was, I would go to practice and I was like the water boy. And it's cool, but I'm like, man, I want to get out there, it look fun. I want to hit somebody.
I want to do it too type vibes.
I want to hit somebody, you think you do.
Yeah.
Till you get hit, of course. So 10, 5th grade, man, finally let me go.
Yeah.
And I was like, I loved it, man. I loved it. Had a good time.
Yeah.
Played offense and defense.
Okay. Travis Hunter vibes.
Yeah, during my youth, I just played every position because, my weight just always fluctated. So I didn't play every position. Got to play everything. And over time, just start getting better, start developing, start getting taller, stronger, faster. Yeah. High school really developed, and I started getting recruited to play college football. So I was like, okay, you get recruited, you got to change.
What was that moment like? What was that moment like when you got your first letter, bro?
Man, it was dope. My first offer was San Diego State.
Yep.
So it was dope to just, like, somebody wanted you to be wanting.
Yeah.
And it's always that, you know, once you get that first one.
Yeah, it's like a drug, bro.
Then they all start rolling in after. Like, somebody just has to take the gamble, like, to give you the first one. Okay. I mean, when I was in there, I'm like, yeah, I ain't going to fucking San Diego State. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was like, I ain't going here. But I was like, man, I'm thankful because, like, this is what I need because, like, now these other schools going.
It's like confirmation that it can happen for you.
Yeah, they think, like, oh, he got offered, so he must be good enough. So then now, like you said, confirmation. So, but I was thankful, though, man. I was thankful because I went to the camp. I did, they call it Junior Day.
Yep. Where
they invite all the juniors up to the campus. You do, like, unofficial.
Yeah.
You do a workout, and then, you know, you work out with the coach. You do drills and stuff. So it was cool to, like, go down there, see the facilities, you know, take the road trip. San Diego's a beautiful place. Mm-hmm. The campus is really nice. Yeah. Just at the time, they wasn't, you know, after I got done, like, Brady Holt came there, you know, Michigan, you a Michigan guy. Yep. And, you know, they changed, you know, the program changed over time, but when I was there at San Diego State, like, they weren't
just wasn't ready.
They weren't that good, yeah. I mean, you know, Marshall Falk went there. Yeah. You know, they get a couple people out.
Shout out to Marshall Falk and Brady Holt.
Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, I did a camp, and then, you know, they asked me to come back again. I think the next day, as I come to the office, and, you know, I got to talk to the coach, you know, and that was dope. You know, but I was
that's
like,
when they try to lock you in, you know what I mean? When they bring you to the coach, they try to go ahead and get you on papers as soon as possible because they see the potential. Like, we got to bring this guy in. We got to get him now before he start talking to everybody else and see there's other opportunities.
Right, absolutely. So, yeah, it was dope, man. It was dope, you know, for, like, you know, the hard work was paying off, but I was like, yeah, this only it's just number one. Like, you know what? It's just like Christmas. I only opened my first present.
Right.
What about the rest? But but it made me like be like, oh yeah, I gotta keep grinding. You know, you gotta
like it more.
Yeah, because I had one more year of high school. Mm-hmm. So and then, you know, thankfully we won the championship that year.
Where'd you play for in high school?
I played at Birmingham High School out here in the San Fernando Valley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to Birmingham High School.
Man, yes sir. Not Alabama. But shout out to Alabama though. But nah, Birmingham.
Alabama love, man. Alabama love.
High school, man. Greatest high school in California. Ask about us.
Talk your talk, King.
Yeah, and then so the next year, you know, we had a good chance of, you know, repeating.
Okay.
So I was just locked in, like, oh yeah, it's go time. Like, it made me like I need to work even harder.
Yeah. See, sometimes people don't realize all it takes is one opportunity to change your life.
All you need is one.
You know what I mean? Just for somebody to believe in you, because beforehand, you know what I mean, like your dad said, nah, not yet. You gotta be patient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And wasn't nothing wrong with that, because sometimes being on the sideline, you get to see the game from a different perspective of not being in the game. And the things that you could work on, the things that people could do better. So that way when it's your turn, you know what to do when you get in the game. You know what I mean?
Nah, facts. Yeah, that's one of my things my dad always preached to me, like, just always stay ready, you know, because you just never know when your time gonna be called upon. Because he said, you know, football, you know, it's a dangerous game, so there's injuries.
Yeah, man.
Especially in school, you know, people grades.
Yeah.
Isn't good. People transfer.
I feel all that.
Yeah, every time my number, you know, even to this day, anytime somebody call my name, I'm ready, bro. Like, let's go.
See, I love that. See, here's an example, right? Good cop, bad cop. He stayed ready. I wasn't ready. I ain't gonna lie. I went to 5 different high schools, so I was always trying to fit in. My grades was slipping because I was just trying to find out who I was. Super talented. I had in my your college day, I went to the University of Cincinnati. You know, they had the trophies of Oscar Robertson. You know, they weren't really known for football like crazy like that.
My uncle went there, man.
So, you know how they got all the monuments right outside.
I haven't went. I have to go because they just retired his number last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to Unc, man. That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
Hall of Fame. His name is Mike Woods, man.
Shout out to Mike Woods. That's amazing. Congratulations on your
So I gotta go. I haven't seen
campus is beautiful.
Yeah, I haven't seen
beautiful campus, bro. You know, they got the little turf fields. We went out there, you know what I'm saying? We did our drills, ran our routes and everything else, whatever else. So big shout out to the opportunity, man. But things click when you get that opportunity. Like, I need to step my game up. I need to start taking things serious, you know?
Right.
So during high school, my coach I wound up moving to Alaska. Shout out to Bartlett High School in Alaska. In Alaska, family, all the sports start early because of the winter.
Oh.
We didn't know that. So I didn't even play football my senior year.
Damn.
Killed me. And then when I went to Michigan or whatever else, in up north, Not like down south, because down south you can transfer schools and go play different sports.
Yes.
Michigan, you got to sit out a sport, and then you can play the next sport. So they kind of hold you. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't get a chance. So I had missed my whole senior year. Didn't get to play football. Went to Alaska. Didn't get to play basketball. So I just ran track. I was number 4 in the state for track or whatever. So my coach asked my mom, could I fail? I grew up in a black household. She wasn't trying to hear that.
Oh, she can repeat it, right?
Yeah, so if I repeat, then I play my senior year, I get some good footage, and then I get a chance to go somewhere. But when you go up in it's ain't no. You could
have went to
you know what I mean?
One of those like after high school, like with the military. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I wanted to go into the military. I wanted to go to the University of Alaska or whatever else. I was gonna hoop there, but man, I wasn't trying to go to Alaska, bro.
That they be having, like I know Ohio State, they have one like it's like Fort something, like those like IMG, like
oh
those
yeah. Moms wasn't having it. Moms was like, look, you gonna graduate and you gonna figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I didn't want to be on the street, so I wanted to join in the military. Went in the military, played in their flag football league, got recruited to go to Mississippi State Valley.
Oh wow!
The night of the championship, before that night, I signed my contract. To re-up to go to Germany. So once the offer came from Mississippi State Valley, they was like, bro, you got to fulfill your contract. So I couldn't get out.
Damn.
Kind of like Tim Duncan and other major athletes when they signed up to go, they had to fulfill their contract or whatever.
Yeah.
So in me fulfilling my contract, I went to Germany. I played semi-pro football, blew my knee out. It was a wrap. And that was my experience. And it's crazy how you can play something your whole life and feel like that's the lane, but God got something different for
you. Yeah, amen. For sure.
And
for sure, dude.
I never knew that I was going to be doing what I'm doing today.
Right.
That I would still be chasing that football dream.
Yeah.
But the injury forced me to make an adjustment in my life to see that there were other opportunities for me to, make things happen. So I went to the military. That was the opportunity. Then I got assaulted by the police. So now I had to make another adjustment in my life because I'm no longer a soldier. And then that's when I came into acting, directing, and now this podcasting. So it's funny how you have to make these adjustments in life, but all the principles from football I learned I can put into all these different professions that I do now. So
nah, for sure, man, because that football, shit, it's a game of adjustments. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you got to make adjustments and fix the problem fast.
Exactly. So let me ask you this. So you were on your football journey.
Yes.
What happened to the football journey, and then what made the decision to make you want to make the adjustment to start acting?
Yeah, I mean, I just always, my thing was I always said I was going to give it my first year out, man. I don't want to be like them guys, respectfully to them guys, like 2, 3, 4 years removed from the program and still like chasing a dream. Like, yeah. I just thought that was kind of like, I just thought it was like more to life, Yeah. Cause like I don't want to be the one, like you said, just keep chasing football. Yeah. I was like, there got to be something else. I didn't know what that was.
Right.
But and even my senior year, like my whole time at UCLA, I had an amazing time, amazing experience. Like I wouldn't want to go anywhere else.
Shout out to the Bruins.
Yes, sir. Forza, man. But like we just had a lot of coaching changes. Yeah. A lot of politics.
Bro, if you know sports, sports is not just a sport. There is so much politics in the sports world that y'all will never know nothing about.
Yeah,
they play a major role in opportunities. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just hope you on the other side of politics where like you don't know there's politics.
Yeah.
Like shit, I'm good. Coach rock with me.
Yeah, that part.
But yeah, every year, man, my coach that recruited me, he got fired before I got there. He got fired like toward the end of like the season.
Yeah.
Because I got offered in the springtime going into my senior year. I committed July.
Okay.
That summer.
What was that experience like when you committed?
Man, it was cool. It's kind of relieved because I'm like, all right, I made my decision. I'm content, so I could just have fun and just play the season.
Did you do one of those? I got 4 hats on the table.
I kind of wanted to, but then the UCLA coach, I don't know if he got me, but he was just like, it was like from at my position, they had 3 scholarships, but 2 already committed.
Okay.
So he's like, man, it's between you. you know, I took my trip and he showed me the board.
Yeah.
He said, man, it's you and there's like 4 other guys. He said, if anybody calls and say they commit, your Scotty's gone.
He put that pressure on you.
So I'm like, what? So I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, so I had to make a decision. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna commit. I can always decommit.
Yeah.
If I want to down the line. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna commit because I want to just hold my spot.
Right.
Because I don't want to miss out. You know, but then at the end of the day, if they want you too. Like,
that is a fact.
You know, if they really want you, they're gonna make room.
Yeah.
But you're young, you don't know no better.
What would you tell a young man that's in that position? Because every season, some young man is in that same position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would just do your due diligence. Like, you making one of the biggest decisions of your life. Like, it's gonna impact your life forever.
Yeah.
So I just say, man, do your due diligence. I mean, my coach also gave me some good advice. You know, pick somewhere where, you know, Lord forbid, you get hurt and you still want to be there. Like, you're still happy to be here. Yeah. Like, it ain't just about football. Because some of these places, you know, respectfully, they great, but they, you know, they in the middle of nowhere, you know?
Yeah.
Like, ain't nothing going on but football. And football's only 3 months out the year. So what you going to do for them 9 months?
And not only that, bro, if you get hurt, you know what I mean? Like, now that, see, things have changed because now they have the NIL.
Yeah, they get paid.
You know what I mean? So now people are getting paid.
And you can transfer without sitting out, too.
You see what I'm saying? So the rules are changing, but when you were in college and when I was supposed to go to college, it wasn't that. You know what I mean? So you could get tricked out your position. You ain't making no money. You struggling. Football, injury, you could lose your scholarship. Can you still be happy with life after that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So I just say, man, factor it all in. You know, do what's best for you. Not even for the coach, because the coach, they can leave too as well. Yeah. You know, that's what I did, you know, deal with. But I had a lot of politics. You know, I dealt with technically 3 head coaches, you know, because like I said, coach got fired before I got there. Then Coach Newhouser came in. He kind of re-recruited my class. Okay. And then, you know, and he wanted to keep all of us because he could have been like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he could have been like, oh, you know, he could have not wanted us, you know, because we weren't technically his guys.
And that's the politics we talking about. Yeah. One day you recruited and your coach is there who wants you there, and then a whole new system comes in. Yeah. And if you're not one of them guys,
yeah, it's tough, man.
It get real for you.
Yeah. So then Coach New, he got fired my junior year. And then Coach Jim Moore Jr., he came in my senior year.
Oh, wow. You talking about from Falcons?
Yes. Yeah, Coach Mike Vick, a little bit.
Yeah. Shout out to Jim Moore Jr.
They had a legendary coach, you know.
Shout out to Vic, too.
Yeah, man. Vic at Norfolk State now coaching.
Yeah. First of all, congratulations, Mike Vick. Yeah. That's amazing, my bro.
It's amazing.
For you to be who you were, to go through what you went through, you know what I'm saying? To come back and now become another head coach, like, we need you, bro. Like, our culture, we need more people like you filling those roles, bro, because there ain't enough of us in those roles. So thank you for coming back, because you didn't have to do it. Right. But you love the sport so much, no matter how much they try to dog walk your name and everything else, bro. I'm so proud of you for doing what you did, and we really appreciate you. You feel me?
Nah, for real, man. Shout out Mike Vick. That's big time in his hometown too.
Yeah.
And Sac State was trying to get him for a bag, but he was like, "We want to go to Norfolk State." So, yeah. But yeah, Coach Moore came in, and you know it was a whole new staff. So every year, man, long story short, every year I had a different position coach, had a different defensive coordinator. So it's like trying to prove to these people, not only to start, just to be on the team and play. So it was a lot, man. A lot of adversity, a lot of perseverance, just a lot of journey.
How did you overcome those type of moments, though? You feel me? Like what type of mindset did you have to make? Because we talked about adjustments earlier, so it's funny how the conversation flows. How did you continue to make those adjustments? And then what advice would you give to a young man who has to keep making those adjustments?
Man, just keep going, man. Like, I'm not a quitter, you know? Yeah. But I mean, sometime I wanted to quit, because college football is tough, y'all. Like, any college sport, like, you gonna understand if you, like, really committed and you really love the game. Because you're gonna be getting up every day 5:30 in the morning, and your day not gonna be done till about, who knows, nighttime, you know? Depends on your schedule, but it's long days, it's a lot. But what really got me going was just, you know, not giving up, you know, doing it for my family, my parents' sacrifice.
So that was your reason
so much for me. That was one, and then just my brothers, man. Like, you just build this brotherhood with your teammates, and you don't let them down. Yeah. Because if you quit, you just, like you say, you seen as a quitter.
Yeah.
Everybody in the locker room like, man, where everybody call me DC when I used to UCLA, and they're like, man, where DC at? Oh man, he not come back no more. And they like, like what? Like,
yeah, it's
crazy. So it's like I ain't want to be that, and I just want to, you just gotta just see it through.
Yeah.
And it was tough, man, because like sometimes you're like, man, what am I doing this for? And you got the skill, you good enough. They just not give you the opportunity sometimes.
That's the politics.
But you just gotta keep putting the work in. Like,
yeah.
You like the work gonna show itself. Like you don't want to be like that and not work hard, because when you do get the opportunity, now you proven to them why you shouldn't have got it. So
right.
You gotta just
say that again, bro. 15-yard penalty. That is a gem. Can you say that part again about the opportunity?
I mean, you just want to just keep working, because you don't want to squander the opportunity. You keep working, and if you're not working, then they get the opportunity. Now you really proven why you shouldn't have got it. Mm-hmm. But it's tough when you do put the work in and you never get the opportunity.
Yeah.
But mentally, I did. But that's the caveat. But
yeah.
But I mean, it was tough, man. My senior year, I really kind of knew like it was dying down, because I'm like, damn, like, if I'm not getting on the field my senior, how the hell am I gonna get in the league? The league is all about film and stats.
It is.
And I just wasn't ready to let go. I wasn't ready to let go. And because I mean, really, ideally, I should have just probably not played my senior year, just said fuck football and just went straight to like what I wanted to do. Okay. But I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I was just like, I'm gonna just play, keep doing football till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a plan B.
But that's a real moment where you were able to be vulnerable and honest and say, well, I kept playing because I didn't know what else I wanted.
Yeah, I didn't know, man. I just wanted to be on a team and enjoy my senior year, because I'm like, this probably, this might be it. But I was like, you never know, man. God working mysterious ways.
Right.
After I got done, I ended up like, getting an agent. And I'm like, okay, if I got an agent, that's got to be a good sign. Somebody wants to invest in me.
Right.
And I got invited to All-Star game, played in that. Did decent. I know I wasn't gonna get drafted, but I was just hoping to make it on somebody's roster for training camp.
Okay.
And I was like, if I can make it to training camp, I think I believe in my skill set. I can make it.
Would you have done the practice squad?
Hell yeah, I would have did shit. Practice squad, injury reserve, whatever. Shit.
Yeah.
Intern, I didn't give a damn. but I, just in the building, you feel me?
Yeah.
But I went up. I got invited to Oakland for mini camp.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a 3-day mini camp for people to try out for the team.
Yeah.
So I went up there, did that. Did the best I could. Got cut, and that was it, man. That was it for me.
So let's talk about the getting cut moment, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a real moment, because you gave it all you had, and
yes.
when you got cut, a different type of reality set in. How did you bring yourself out of the dark moment of being cut and transitioning into, okay, well, if this didn't work out, I need to make an adjustment? Because like you said, we've been making adjustments our whole life playing the game.
Yes.
How did you make that adjustment in real time, in real life, so that way you can figure out your next move? Because some people get stuck and stop making adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely got stuck. But, man, shout out to my granny. Like, I moved in with her when I first got out, because I was just broke. Shit, didn't have no job, no car, no money, shit, no nothing. So, I went there, kind of just was like, in that little funk. But, she would like lead me like Bible verses and like motivational quotes.
Shout out to Grand.
Yeah, man. Motivational stuff to read.
Yeah.
Had me going to church with her. She asked me every Sunday, you going to church?
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, nah, Granny, your church. Oh, But after a while, it's just hard to like, I'm staying here rent free and shit. Like, it's hard to like keep telling your grandma no.
Right.
And she going to church. So I started going with her, It was still old as hell, but it was, it was cool. Like, it was cool. Got me like doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then so, at the end, they like, okay, anybody want to come and pray? You need a prayer, give yourself to God. So, I'm chilling. She like, nah, get your ass up there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, Granny, I'm good. Nah, she grabbed me by the wrist, like, she had me go up to the front, man, got on my knees, just pray, pray just for direction, just had me just get back in with God, and that's really like for me set the foundation. You got to get right with God, and then He gonna open up all the other doors, and then eventually, fun got better. Start talking to some of the homies. that wasn't playing, that their career was over too. So just kind of see what they was on, what they was doing. They was on shit. One of my boys, because a lot of my boys were still playing, so it was hard to like, you know, I would say what's up, but they wasn't in the same boat as me. Yeah. And also they busy. Their schedule was crazy.
Yeah, they probably be doing semi-pro or you know, a different league or something, trying to play.
Nah, they in the league right now. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like, cause this is my first year out, so like they trying to make the team. They in the mix, you know?
Right.
Because I got cut early.
Okay.
So like I got cut around like, you know, May.
Okay.
But they still, you know, pursuing their dreams, you know, first year out. So
yeah, so they in a whole different mindset.
Yeah, they're on a different mindset. Yeah, so I'm calling the homies that like not playing no more. They got cut too.
Yeah.
But they already got. I called my one boy. I was just seeing if you want to, you know, let's chill, let's get some food, you know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I gotta go to work. I'm like, work? What you mean? He's like, yeah, I got a job, bro. He said, I got 2 jobs right now. And I'm like, damn, like, so I was like, shit, I gotta get to it. I said, whatever I'm gonna do is not at this crib. So
right.
I just got up, got to it. You know, I said, whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm just be open-minded.
Yeah.
And just see what's out. And, you know, eventually I went back to my alma mater because I feel like at the end of the day, wherever you go to school, you know, that's home. You should be able to go back there and ask for help at some point. You know, it's always better to be specific what you need help in, though. But
say that part again, bro.
Yeah, it's all, you know, it's better to be specific. You know, but if you're not, then it's okay to just go up there, ask for help. So I went up there, asked my coaches for some uplift, and I wouldn't even think about acting or no shit. I just like, I was on Scully. We got all these boosters, donors that pay for our education.
Yeah.
Like, somebody got to be hired. I work in the mailroom. Like, I just need some, you know.
Just wanted to figure out
something.
Like
my boy in How High. Like, I need money. You know? So I'm like, they end up giving me this number, and it was a commercial agency.
Oh, wow.
So I started doing commercials at first. Like football commercials.
Yep.
And I'm in full, it's funny, I was talking to this dude the other day. He was networking with him. He worked at Fox Sports.
Okay.
And I was telling him my first commercial was Fox Sports, and it was USC versus Oklahoma.
That's cool.
But they was trying to get me to wear SC shit, and I was like, yeah, I said, I can't wear this. Like, you know,
you can't come out the mode.
Yeah, that's like you gotta wear like Ohio State. Yeah, you know. So
the devil ain't gonna lie.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna wear Oklahoma because the guy I met last week, he's like, so you didn't do the commercial at all? I said, no, I did this shit. I just wore Oklahoma, like,
yeah.
And like, I ain't gonna lie, Oklahoma shit, they like, cause I got recruited by Oklahoma, okay. so it's funny.
Yeah.
But I put the uniform, I'm like, man, this shit feel good. But he told me, like, I found out. I mean, I knew when I was putting it on, but he said like it was definitely like a task. Because they had that was actually like authentic Oklahoma jersey, pants, helmets. Yeah. And so they had to like cold call Oklahoma like, yeah, we need 80 uniforms for this commercial. They're like, you know, who the hell is this right now? Yeah. But that's how I got into business.
That's dope.
I did background, I did sports commercials, and it was cool. Yeah. Definitely better than what I was doing. I was working with kids and shit, you know, just hustling and doing like jobs like that. So I mean, I wasn't in the union yet. I got the buyout. Okay. Which, for people at home, you know, it's not bad bread. You don't get the residuals and, like, you know, the mailbox money, like they're called. But they give you, you know, you young, got a college, it's a nice, you know, chunk of money. Like, what I'm making it today and shit, it's going to take me about 2 months to make this at this other job that's, you know, hourly. So, but I still wasn't like, ooh, acting. I was like, you know, the commercials is cool. I wouldn't mind doing this. You know, set was cool. And it really, like, made me feel like I was still on the team. Because, like, you know, you got everybody on set, everybody has a job, and we all got a common purpose for one goal is to make this product better.
Come on, man.
So I just, you know, and then also, like, I was still in the football role, you know, I'm with other people that play ball. So, you know, we talking shit.
So it kind of felt like home, though. So
it's like we in the locker room, we talking shit, but I don't got to, like, practice hard, like, because, like, ain't nobody hitting him out there. That's acting like. Yeah. I feel like Jamie Foxx, like, you ain't gonna hit me. So, you know, we doing like.
Kind of like him and LL got to a fight on
Sunday. Everything was about 50%. So I was like, oh yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Cause like, you know, football hard, man. You know, you gotta go 1,000 miles per hour every play. Yeah. So like, it was cool. You know, learned about Crafty, and it was food on set. Yeah. You know, wasn't no girls, but it's all good. You know, but
still bread, football, food.
Yeah,
it ain't that bad of a life.
Yeah, it was chill. It's just, you know, long day, long hours, but I was like, it was fun, like, cause it was felt like I was with the homies. We like, like this, we just talking all the time.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. So then, I was doing that, auditioning for other roles.
Okay.
Was getting booked, you know, but still the extra shit. And then I just randomly got an email from my coaches about ballers. They was looking for football players for the 2 main roles for Vernon and Ricky.
Yeah.
And when I got the email, I wasn't even like, you know, I was like, oh shit, this is acting. Like, I ain't never acted a day in my life, bro.
Yeah.
So, you know, initially, of course, like fear, you know, like, oh, I'm not,
come on.
I didn't think it was for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm auditioning for these commercials, and that's like one line, and I'm like, I'm getting callbacks, but I'm not booking them. So I knew, like, there's something about me. I gotta look, and I mean, of course, I'm new. I'm younger.
Yeah.
So like people like, you know, they like fresh blood, like new blood.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody.
So in my mind, I'm like, how am I going? If I'm booking on commercial, like what? This is show HBO. So I called my dad. I was like, Pops, you know, shit. What you think, man? He's like, man, just go for it. He's like, you know, what the fuck else are you doing? Like, the worst they gonna say is no. So I was like, all right. And then one of my other teammates, he went on an audition as well before me, and he went. So they just gave me the courage. I was like, you know that shit. Like, what's the worst?
Why not?
And then, man, I went on the first one. Called me back. Went again. Called me back. Went again. I had to do this 10 times total, bro.
Now, when you're getting all these callbacks, because people don't really know the process of your mind state.
Shit, I didn't know either. Shit. I didn't know either. Yeah, I'm just going, because, you know, now, usually it's like 1 or 2 callbacks.
Yeah.
But I'm just going through the process, bro, and it's just like, I'm just like, more and more people's kind of in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily it's the same scene, so I don't gotta like memorize like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, but I mean, I know it's a good sign that they want, you know, that they want to keep seeing me.
You keep getting called back. Yep.
Yeah, and thankfully, like, I didn't have a lot going on, so I was available too.
Yep.
So I feel like a lot of times people get opportunities, but you're not available. You don't show up, or you put something else over that when this is your main thing. You know.
Yep.
So you know you are like a lot of people miss opportunities because they don't show up.
You can't get blessed if you're not there for the blessing.
Yeah, and I was available every time. They didn't give me not $1 for gas or parking, but I said where I'm there.
Yep.
And I showed out every time. You know, I didn't know what I was doing, but I just kept it natural and just kept it me. Shit, even the cast workers, they would come. Like I want to say like middle of the process, I would meet with them before, and they would like kind of coach me and help me out.
Yeah.
But it was crazy because like the coaching they was doing, I do it live with like, you know, the cast directors.
Yeah.
I mean the director and the producers, and they'd be like, nah, I don't like that. And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck, like why did y'all meet me and give me these tips? But I ain't, you know, playing football. That's what happens sometimes. Your position coach might tell you to do one thing.
Come on.
And then your D coordinator, the head coach, who the fuck told you to do that?
Yep.
And then you don't want to rat your coach out because you know it's his motherfucking fault.
Yeah.
So I gotta get yelled at for you.
Yeah, bite the bullet.
But it is what it is. And the same thing, I don't want to, because I could have easily been like, and I feel like some people, they get scared or when they get vulnerable, they would have been like, oh well, they told me to do it like that.
Yeah.
And like, that ain't gonna help me get the job. They gonna be like, oh, this motherfucker's a snitch. Like,
come on, talk about it.
So I had to shut. But you know, but then I'm really good from sports. I'm really good at making adjustments. Like if you tell me what to do, I know how to decipher that and do it. Now, if you could and even further, if you could tell me what to do, but then also tell me what I did, because sometimes when you do stuff, you think you're doing it like that.
Yeah.
But you're not. Like in your mind you are, but your body's not.
Yeah.
So, because like, you know, a lot of times people be like, I want you to do it like this. I thought I did do it like this. You're like, no, you did it like this. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. So now I know. Like,
you
now
gotta be coachable. See, that's another note. For you actors, you gotta be coachable.
You have to be. And you can't be sensitive, you know?
Yeah.
You can't be sensitive. You gotta be coachable. You gotta be open and easy to work with. And that'll get you far in this business. Far in anywhere.
A lot of people like to work with people they like. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because politics too in this.
Yeah, you on set for hours. You know, who wants to be around somebody they don't enjoy?
Yeah.
I don't care how talented you are.
Yeah.
But Yeah, man, it was a journey. Just did the best, did the best I could when my time was called on. You know, shout out John Wooding.
Big shout out to John Wooding.
Yeah, we UCLA. He's a legendary coach, and he has this thing called the Pyramid of Success. I'll definitely recommend you look at it if you can. It's a lot, but not a lot, but it's a lot of different steps. But one will resonate. But one always is on there is like when you called upon, you do your best, and you just try the hardest you can.
I believe in that.
And that's what I did. And I was open minded. I was natural. I was coachable. And I think that they saw something in me that I didn't see in myself at the time. And I was new and probably cheaper than some other people too. But it was a great experience.
Hey, it's part of the budget, part of production.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta make sure you can pay for everybody, you know what I'm talking about?
And I played ball, so I knew, and I think they had it open for actors.
Yeah.
That you watch stuff about sports.
Yeah.
You can tell one motherfucker don't play no ball.
That's
They don't know nothing about ball.
That's a fact.
So I think they to keep it authentic and natural.
Yeah. They
did a good job. They hired me. They hired my boy JD.
Shout out to JD.
Yeah, shout out JD, man. He played football as well.
Okay.
Dwayne played football.
Yeah, Dwayne,
well.
he played at Miami. Shout out to Dwayne. Appreciate working with you, my boy. It was amazing.
Yeah, O played sports.
Yeah.
He played ball as well.
Shout out to O.
Yes, sir. So it was a dope experience. Everybody kind of knew where I was at. They knew I was like I felt like a rookie or a freshman.
Yeah.
But nobody hazed me, thank God. But nobody made me feel like I was supposed to be there.
Yep.
And then at some point I was like, people are believing in me more than myself. So I was, I just gotta do my thing.
You gotta get on there.
Yeah. I got hired for a reason. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't no fluke. Like,
yeah.
It's for a reason.
Yeah. So I'm good at listening, right? So I want to tie some things in for the listeners. So check out how sometimes God is preparing you for things that you don't even know that you're being prepared for. So earlier in our podcast, we talked about preparation. We talked about having to make adjustments. We talked about having to be coachable. So all these things that you were learning in football actually prepared you for the opportunity when acting came around.
Yeah, translate, man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
translate. You was a rookie. When you was the water boy, you really didn't get a chance to play in the field. You know what you was doing. You thought you was ready until you got hit, and then you had to learn the hard way. You know what I mean? And then you got on the field. You started learning, started making adjustments, started getting letters, started getting callbacks. Said San Diego wasn't the one. You know what I mean? Because their program just wasn't ready for you yet. So when you apply that to the acting world, guess what? You didn't get booked for commercials all the time. You kept getting callbacks. And then when you did get it, you said, I learned to do my best. You talked about the pyramid, right?
Yes.
Shout out to Big Coach. So in that pyramid, it says, when your opportunity comes, make sure you do your best. So by you doing your best in the auditions, it led to more callbacks. And then it finally led to the booking. And when you were booked, even though you might have been nervous, you realized that you were ready, especially with a supporting cast, because you work well in a team environment, because you've been in a team environment your whole life.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so now everything prepared you for the moment of ballers, playing football, being coachable, knowing how to make adjustments, and being likable. You feel me?
Facts, yeah.
And then when you got on camera, bro, let me tell you this. No one would have never known that you never knew how to act, bro, because you were that amazing on camera, fam.
Man, that was my biggest goal, man. That was one thing I was like kind of concerned. Now, when I got the part, I did start going to acting class, y'all. I did train, and you gotta work on your craft. Man, I studied with his name Josh Patton. I did Meisner technique.
Shout out to Josh Patton.
For 2 years, and then just did scene study stuff as well. But you do gotta put, like, it's just like ball. You gotta put the work in. You can't just show up, because this is a business where it's competitive. Everybody wants to do this, just like sports.
Yeah.
So,
and only a certain percentage, just like sports, actually really make it. You might book a job, but it's one thing to book a job. It's another thing to be able to be consistent in this business and create a lifestyle off of it.
Man, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But that was my big concern. It was I just don't want to be the weak link,
Yeah.
I just want to, but I mean. At UCLA, we preach competitive greatness. So I just was like, man, I just want to compete. And just,
for the audience, explain competitive greatness for them, bro.
Shoot, man, just you gotta compete because somebody's don't get comfortable. Somebody's always trying to take your job, take your spot.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's you know, there's friendly competition as well.
Right, because if we're battling for a spot, I'm gonna push to make you better.
Yes.
You're gonna push to make me better.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, we make the team better because now we're both better players. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like, man, you said you gotta compete with some of the best athletes in the country. And my coach, he would tell me every year, he said, man, I'm trying to find the next Donovan Carter to take your spot. So you know, you gotta take that and run with it, and then you also gotta compete in the classroom because UCLA is the number one public school in the country.
Talk about
it's the most applied school in the nation, so you gotta compete with some of the most brilliant minds.
Talk about it
in the classroom. So it's just nonstop competition, you know. But I mean, a lot of it really is competing with yourself. You know, you don't gotta worry about if you're doing what you gotta do. You know, man, fuck what they got going on. But you know, it's really you versus you.
Becoming a better version of you. I think it was what was that movie? Was it Love and Basketball? Which was like never let a freshman take your spot.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You got some hungry dogs that are freshmen that want to eat, bro. Everybody want playing time.
And you're not gonna get it back. You know, most of the time.
Yeah.
Like not unless they get hurt and you don't wish nobody get hurt.
That part.
But
that's a fact.
Some people, like when you get to the highest level, motherfuckers wishing you get hurt.
That's
like,
a fact too.
Because they got family.
Shit.
They got responsibilities.
Yeah.
So they don't care. Like, so you gotta factor all that in. But yeah, don't ever.
Not only that, you got bonuses that you want to hit. You know what I mean? That you want to meet. You know what I mean? Because this is another way to feed your family. Not just making the roster, but making the roster and hitting your bonuses and hitting your goals and making sure that you have a big year so you can get re-signed. Because there's a young cat coming out of college that want to be in your spot. You feel me? That's just life. That's just acting. Nobody can take your role, but you have to be prepared for the roles that you're asking for. You know what I mean?
Right. But don't get comfortable because, anybody can be replaced.
Facts.
You know, like you one of a kind, and you killing this role, but you could like you don't get comfortable because they'll write you off quick.
Listen, hard work will beat talent any day of the week.
Facts.
Promise you. If I see somebody that want to outwork you, they're on time, they showing up, they know their lines, they ready, and you just talented, bro. Next man up. It's just like if somebody get injured, next man up because we still trying to win this game. You know what I mean?
That part.
I remember when I first booked Ballers or whatever it was, bro. I shout out to Jeffrey.
How many times did you audition?
I auditioned once.
Oh, that's
fun. I got lucky. You know what I mean? Well, I won't say I got lucky. I was blessed.
Yeah, he did his thing. They ain't need to see no more.
But it was crazy because I had just got done going to New York Film Academy. Shout out to Jeffrey Akoff because he was like, yo, I'm going to go to NYFA, which is New York Film Academy in Burbank, to become a writer. I was like, well, I just wrote my book. I'm going to use my GI Bill because I need to figure out what I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm going to go be a writer too. And then when I got to the school, I found out how much writers had to write. I said, oh no, nigga, that ain't for me.
Yeah.
That ain't the vibe. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave because I don't like writing 30, 40 pages a day. I know that ain't my gift. Right? So somebody, shout out to Tyrone Tan. He said, have you ever thought about the directing program? I was like, what's that? He was like, oh, it's the creative person that comes up with the ideas for the movies and you help prep the actors to be able to go out there and showcase the vision of it. I was like, oh, I can do that. I'm an actor. I know how to talk to actors. I know how to do this. And I'm hella creative. So I fell into the directing Jones, right? The problem was, like you said earlier, availability. I said, God, how am I going to go to school 6 days a week and still be an actor? Go to school, do what I said. Yeah. I said, but I got auditions. So I was obedient. I went to school. I had to audition for Ballers. It was funny because the lady said, I need you to rap. I was like, I can, you know how we do ciphers when we kids, but I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
So I'm rapping or whatever else, and then I go into the lines for my scene. Okay, I don't hear from Ballers for like 4 or 5 months, right, gang? And so I hear from my manager and my agent. Hey, we need to talk to you at 3 o'clock. You make yourself available.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3 o'clock hit. Yo, have you heard the news? Yeah, I know you guys are about to let me go. I haven't been booking anything. I've been making y'all no money. You know what I mean? I get it. I appreciate the opportunity for you representing me. They was like, are you listening? I said, what are you talking about? You book Ballers. I did what? You book Ballers. Oh, thank God! I told you, right? So I'm geeked. Mind you, when I first got here, I was doing security, family.
Mm-hmm.
That was the job. That was the hustle. I was doing security at Fox Studios.
Yeah.
So where we filmed Ballers at, my nigga, the day I got the set, because you get the call sheet, I look at the location. I said, you gotta be shitting me. The same location that we shot Ballers at Fox Studios on Avenue of the Stars was the same place I was doing security at, bro.
That's crazy, bro.
So the same security guards that I
Full
walked
circle.
up to, bro, they looked at me, I looked at them, I'm like, I'm on set. They're like, but instead of me being cocky or acting funny towards them because I got booked, I was like, bro, if I could do it, you can do it too.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
and then that's when I got to meet you. Shout out to Donovan W Carter. Shout out to London Brown. Shout out to Chris Lofton. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to John David Washington. Shout out to everybody on the whole cast and crew. Directors too, right? When I got on set, I was running lines with Chris and everything else. He helped me out, helped me get comfortable because this is my first time on HBO. So we ran lines. Shout out to Aaron, Frazier, everybody, right?
Chris, that's my brother, man.
Bro.
I love that dude,
man. That Chris, that guy, you know what I'm saying?
Your boyfriend can't cook, man.
Listen, your boyfriend can't cook. Big shout out to the bro, Chris.
Man, y'all need to link up, for real. Yeah, they got y'all.
I'm gonna make that happen for you,
Jesse.
Yeah. I'm gonna make that happen for you. So I run lines, and somehow they found out that I was a soldier that got wrongfully assaulted by the police, right? Season 4, episode 10, y'all did a show about Colin Kaepernick, when he was taking a knee or whatever else.
Yeah.
And that's when Shut Up and Dribble was really big.
Yeah.
And so they brought me to the director. I was like, bro, you didn't have to talk about that. You had the hottest show on HBO. You don't have to touch such a sensitive topic. Thank you. And I was just in tears. Because I meant that from the bottom of my heart. Because, I got beat up by the police. Y'all ain't got to discuss that.
Right. That's a lot.
And that's a risk.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I wrote a book. He said, you wrote a book? I said, I wrote a book. He was like, go get it. So I ran to the car that day, on set, ran to the car and had a box of books in my car, in my trunk. So I brought it back, and that's when I had the book signing, bro. And I couldn't believe this whole full circle moment from me doing security, from me getting assaulted by the police to me watching y'all, binge watching. Because like you say, you got to do the homework. I'm watching every single episode. I'm watching the energy. I'm watching y'all characters. You know what I'm saying? And how y'all represent yourselves. Mm-hmm. So that way I can be prepared. And next thing you know, bro, I'm signing books for y'all, bro. And I was like, God, this can't be happening.
It is, bro.
I'm so grateful, bro. And y'all was so, bro, first of all, thank you. You know what I mean? I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my soul, bro, because it was so amazing to work with y'all.
Nah, man.
You feel me?
Feeling mutual, bro.
Y'all are so talented. And for me to go from the position that I'm in, I didn't even know you didn't act, bro. I'm just finding this out exclusive today in this moment. Mm-hmm. But then you started taking the craft seriously, and then, bro, the performance that you gave was so amazing. I never knew that we was in the same boat, bro. You feel me? But then when we got on the show, we delivered.
Had to.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just, I come from the same principles because I played football. And it's crazy how we can take the disciplines that we learn in football and in sports and in team, and now we get to apply it into this industry and into our craft. You know what I mean?
100%.
So I can't wait to see where God takes you in your career. I can't wait to see you in more commercials, more TV shows, more films, executive producer, directing, just wherever those lanes open up for you, bro. Because like you say, man, once you realize that you're worthy, the sky's the limit.
Man, that part, bro, for real.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah, like that. Like I mean that, bro. And it's crazy because now you're sitting here on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the podcast right now.
Full circle, bro.
Crazy full circle. Big shout out to my boy Ish Adams. Appreciate you, bro. Love you, bro. Big shout out to you. Another
Ish.
You know what I'm saying? Heisman candidate, that guy. You was that guy. You feel me?
Man,
much love to you, bro.
That's my brother, man.
Yeah.
Ish, bro.
Yeah. Gotta shout out. Gotta shout you out, gang. So D, what do you want your legacy to be, family? Like, now that you're, you transitioned from football into acting, and I know you have a restaurant that you're part of, and I know you're doing investment in other things. What do you want your legacy to be, bro?
Man, shoot, man. I mean, definitely on the creative side, definitely want to, be known as an artist. You feel me?
Yeah.
Be known as an artist, but also just open-minded, just do different stuff, just successful businessman.
Yeah.
Entrepreneur and artist.
I love that.
Yeah, artist, man, and just, and then also, like, help other people as well. You got to lift as you climb. It's not, you can't just do it all by yourself. So hopefully, like, my legacy is just keep inspiring people to, like, go after their dreams.
I love that.
Go after it.
I love that. What's something that you had to unlearn in your childhood to become a better person today?
I think being like, I think playing like sports, you know, just being a black man, you just got to, you know, you just got to unlearn like having like feelings and being sensitive, because you know, acting is such a feeling thing, and you know, you got to tap into your emotions. But when you play ball, you're not supposed to tap into emotions. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to feel anything. You know, you're supposed to just hold everything in. And, you know, like she said, shut up and dribble.
Yeah.
Or shut up and play football. And you know, being black and you know, being raised, you don't talk about mental stuff or how you feeling and stuff. You know, people ask you how you feeling, but you just say fine or I'm good. You know, you don't really say how you really feeling.
Right. That's a fact.
So I just had to kind of go back to the drawing board, especially when I first started taking class and first started acting. It was just peeling back the layers of like my heart, just let my heart just be open, and know it's okay to kind of sit in that, because it is
I love that,
uncomfortable.
Bro. I love that, bro.
A little bit, because you know it's like you know like.
So see, but here's the thing though, more black men need to hear that, or just more men period need to hear that, because we're told not to cry, don't do this, don't be soft, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Right, and then when you crash out,
place, you know.
Right, but when you crash out,
I ain't trying to see every motherfucker cry.
No, I'm not saying you gotta be soft hearted, but here's the thing: in acting, you still have to be able to tap into the well emotions,
you have
right?
to.
And shout out to Baron Brown, shout out to Lisa, shout out to Sharon, shout out to Tom, and Elaine too. What they said was, we don't come to see you cry. We come to see you fight your tears. Because if you're just crying, there's no scene.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's kind of you being selfish and being stuck in your emotions. We come to see you fight your tears and still be able to play moments. Honestly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I thought that was dope. And I knew acting was working for me. I used to ride motorcycles. I was leaving the house, and maybe I was like 2 minutes from my house, bro. Maybe 2 minutes from my house. And I was driving down, what street is that? Don't matter. Driving down the street, and a dude cut me off. And I flipped over my motorcycle bike. I was only going like maybe 5 miles per hour. But he cut me off the lane, and I go in the incoming lane traffic because I didn't want the guy to hit me. And I see the cars coming towards me, so I slam on the brakes, and I flip over my bike. The people get out the car. The girl runs his girlfriends over to me, and she's like, I'm so sorry. But I ain't trying to hear nothing she got to say. And then when the dude got out the car, bro, I seen that he was really sorry, and that's when the acting kicked in. The moment playing, you know, the repetition of the repetition. And I could see that he was sorry, but I still had to honor how I was feeling.
Yes.
Bro, you almost got me killed, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel some type of way, so I'm not gonna act like I don't feel some type of way or what. I need a moment. And I took a moment to myself. I gathered my feelings, and then I said, bro, I can see that you're really sorry. All good, I'm okay, and I'm glad I'm alive. And then I went to acting class, and I told my coach, I was like, yeah, this is for me. Because that's a scene. We live out scenes every day in our real lives.
Nice.
And your character is defined by who you are in those moments when your antagonist shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens, we have door moments, we have everything that we do is an acting scene. The question is, can we become the hero of our own stories? And I'm working on that. And in that moment, I had to honor, I'm angry, I'm mad, there's nothing wrong with me feeling this way, but it's not how you feel, it's how you react to shit.
Yeah.
And one wrongful reaction could change your whole life, bro.
Man, for real. And motherfuckers do got road rage.
You feel me?
Yeah.
All it takes is one small decision and one small moment could have you locked up, could cost you your life, could do so many different things. So emotional intelligence is important, and I'm so glad you touched on mental health.
Yeah,
because that's a real thing.
Yeah. And I think too, when I was like first starting out, I had to kind of separate, because it was just, I had to give myself permission to, like you said, react. Because I had to take a step back and be like, okay, this is Donovan outside of acting. But now, you know, during the scene, like, if that was a scene, what you could possibly get mad, you know, you could, cause like it's tough. You a black man outside, you know, you don't want to be the big bad angry black man all the time. But like, you know, sometimes like that's what I learned about acting is like, okay, I can yell, I can cry, I can be happy. Like I can do some of these things that like Donovan wouldn't normally do. You know,
Right.
I could cuss this girl out, and she, you know, it's okay.
yeah.
I cuss this person out. It's okay. You know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it would be kind of fun. You know, it's like boxing or something. You know, get to punch the bag. And,
Yeah, with the
you know,
emotional bag. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I remember we were in class one day, right? And there was this beautiful girl in class, and there was my homie. He was in class, and they were doing the repetitions of a repetition, and he says, "Hey, you look so beautiful." She was like, "I look beautiful," but he wasn't reading her energy, right? Because you know you're supposed to pay attention to your partner, and not just try to get your message across. So when she said it back to him, she was so beautiful that he wasn't reading her energy, and she was like, "You look so. I look beautiful." Yes, you look so. Dude, you're trying too hard, right? And when she said it back to him, and he caught that emotional ball because he finally started paying it. You could see the man. You could see the mental breakdown and how it affected him,
and in front of people,
and how embarrassed he was. He was like, "I need to."
Yeah, it's funny, man. It's some
funny,
good
bro.
moments, yeah.
Yeah,
but that's a real moment, you know.
It's real.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah.
So speaking of real moments, how do you prep? Like when you have different characters, or how do you prep yourself to be able to use these different emotions and this emotional well from your life and put it into your characters now?
I mean, I just, you know, certain things now, like you said, like you just said earlier, like it's a moment for everything. You know, your whole life is a scene. So I just try to pay attention to little things, you know, especially like when I'm feeling some type of way, when I'm, you know, when I'm anxious or I'm happy or I'm mad or I'm sad.
Okay.
So I like to be like I like to stay as natural as I can.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like show you I'm acting. I want you to see it.
Yeah. You want to
look at it. And hopefully like not everybody's like that, but hopefully like a couple people like, damn, like I do that when I'm this way or that way. You know, that's the type of acting I like. But yeah, for me, just, you know, of course, get the lines down.
Right.
You know, just develop the backstory if I have the whole script, I'm gonna read the whole script. If I have the whole movie, if I have the whole season, I will read the whole season because to have a present, there's a past and a future, and that's the thing about acting. You know both, but you have to pretend like you don't.
Man, that's the truth.
So you got to know like where your character stands in this part of the storyline.
Yeah.
You know, if you can.
And you got to understand his relationship and how he feels about other people.
Exactly.
Based off of how he feels will determine how you say what you say. You know what I mean? Based off the relationship.
Exactly.
So I got 2 questions for you, man.
Yes.
I know you got the restaurant stuff going on. Can you talk to me about the restaurant a little
bit? Yeah, man. It's called The Hideaway. Anybody, if y'all are in the...
Shout out to The Hideaway.
Yes, sir. If y'all in the, Los Angeles area, it's on Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. We open Monday through Sunday. We open for lunch, dinner on the weekends, brunch. We got an Easter brunch this weekend that we doing. But yeah, it's cool, man. Not too pricey. I know it's Beverly Hills, but we got a good lunch special for like $30-something bucks. You get like an entree, appetizer, entree, and a dessert.
Okay. Got
a full bar. The bar's open sometimes till we'll stay up until 2. Sometimes depends on how it is. But man, the food is good. We got vegan options.
Oh.
We have steak, chicken, seafood. It's kind of more family style. The entrees. And then you can you order your protein, and we'll give you tortillas on the side if you want to make your own tacos.
Okay.
It's not like traditional like, oh, let me get a burrito and enchilada or like a taco. You got like a taco enchilada. It's not traditional like that. It's more family style, but really good.
Okay.
Yeah, service is good. We got open table. We accommodate everybody. We have parking as well.
Okay.
And we validate, which is big in LA.
That's super big.
But yeah, man, it's cool, man. I met the people that was involved with it just through networking. Being on the show or doing certain stuff. You just get to meet like different people, man. And you just always be open minded because you never know who you gonna meet, who you gonna bump into. A lot of people think it always got to be somebody that you grew up with or you came up with, and that's always cool too. But sometimes, man, it's just somebody, just a stranger on the street that you might vibe with. Yeah. And you never know, y'all might can do business together. But yeah, got involved with some people, and just don't know anything about the restaurant business. I just kind of just went for it.
But
just
just
see
open
where
it.
it's at.
You know
But,
what I
you
mean?
know, the restaurant business is tough, y'all. It's a tough business. But, you know, if that's what you're interested in or you in that field, you know, why not? See what's happening. But make sure, you know, there's the right team, the right people, right location. But, yeah, we've been over about 2 years, going on 3.
That's dope.
So, yeah, it's been cool, man. It was definitely like a task because I invested. We was on the show.
Yeah.
And then, you know, COVID happened, but we could have, you know, everything about time. We could have opened up too early. COVID would have crushed us.
Yeah.
So, you know, we took our time, but, you know, it's a good, the food's good, the service good, like the location. Everybody says good things about it. I think I heard a couple bad things.
I mean, that's part of it, but the bad things help you grow so that way you can do better.
Yeah.
So, just for the audience, one more time, give us the name and the location.
Yes, sir. It's the Hideaway, y'all. 421 North Rodeo.
That part.
Tell them Donovan sent you chips and water on me. You feel me?
You dig. And one last question for you, bro. If you want to say anything to any young upcoming actor, that's the first question because I told you I had 2.
Yeah.
Or if you had any advice for any young man in the football world wanting to do college or possibly go to the NFL, what 2 things would you say to both people? One for the actor, one for the athlete.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, for both, man, put the work in. You can't shy from the work, y'all. It's not sexy. It's not exotic. Sometimes it's not fun. You know, that's why it's called work. Make sure you put the work in. For acting, you know, it's at a different time now than when, you know, we first started out in the business. But, you know, just keep creating. You know, now you can do so much stuff on social media. And it's okay. It's not like, I feel like we first started, it was kind of like, I don't know. Because you kind of want to be treated seriously.
Yeah.
Like it kind of, you know, it kind of go hand in hand now.
Yeah.
But, you know, you could create anything on your phone now. If you into writing, man, write, take an acting class, get with people that's like-minded.
Love that.
So that y'all can create together. Because, you know, it's always good to get with other actors or actors because y'all just going to bounce off each other. Y'all can run lines with each other. You know, start building your community in your village. And yeah, just go for it. Go for it. You know, you don't need everything in place to make it happen. I didn't have an agent, manager, nothing. Now my situation is different from everybody else's. I used my relationships I had to get in, but I feel like everybody, I need to have this perfect reel, these perfect headshots.
Man, no,
if you get the opportunity, just do it. You know, if you got to start background.
Yeah.
And a lot of people got started like that, but just do it. Just get the experience, get the chops, and yeah, don't be afraid of rejection, man, because you're gonna get a lot of no's, more than yeses. And for the athlete side, man, just work, keep working, man, because so many people want to do that. And man, you just gotta put the work in the weight room, and
classroom.
The classroom, man. Yeah, give yourself opportunity. Like, make sure your grades are good, because times is different now too. With players getting paid, transfer portal. You know, they almost rather they'll go after somebody that's already in college, get them opportunity before somebody in high school. So yeah, make sure your grades is good. Make sure your SATs is good. You know, be a good person, be a good teammate. Just keep working hard.
15-yard penalty. We're going to rewind that back. He said, be a good person. That is so important, bro. Important. It plays into
because
the
they're going to ask
politics.
about your character.
Yeah.
They're going to talk to your coaches, your counselors, your teachers. So, you know, just give yourself an opportunity. Yeah, man, you know, make sure you pick the right school. Take all your trips. If you can. If you know where you want to go, then go ahead. But you got 5 trips, take all your trips.
Yeah.
And yeah, see what opportunities are, man. Y'all can get paid now. So, you know, make sure y'all understand both sides, understand financial literacy a little bit, y'all. Because you know, it ain't how much you make, it's how much you spend. So
that part.
Sure,
that's a bar. We rewind that back one more time. 15-yard penalty. That's a gem.
Yeah, nah, make sure it's not how much you make, it's how much you spend, y'all. So yeah, just keep working, keep creating. Yeah, football. Yeah, just, you know, get y'all highlight tape together. How to make a highlight tape. Send that out to schools, coaches, and yeah, just network. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to mess up. You know, to me, what define somebody is what do you do after that mistake? Even in football, you got a saying, man, one snap and clear.
Yeah.
Good or bad play. You do a good or bad play, you got to move on to the next play.
That part.
Because you don't want to get caught in that emotions. And yeah, man, my teacher told me mistakes are gifts. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. You know, don't continue to make
15-yard penalty, that's another gym. We're not letting him get away with that. He dropping gems going crazy. What your teacher tell you again, bro?
Mistakes are gifts, y'all. You know, you don't want to make too many because mistakes will get your ass fired or cut. But you gotta, you know, but you want to have the fearlessness to like not be afraid to make the mistake.
Yeah.
Because you get caught up in
and learn from it though. Learn from it. Make it, but learn from it.
Fast, but that's how you learn.
Yeah.
And you gotta have the courage. You know, you have practice or you on set. You do multiple takes. It shouldn't be the same thing. Try something new each time. You know, don't go too far off the rails. But you know, give yourself permission to have the courage to try something new. Why not?
Yeah. They
gonna tell you, nah, that ain't it.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's vibes, man. I want to say I appreciate you coming on the show.
I appreciate you.
You know,
this was dope.
I love the gym that you gave. I was on set with Denzel, and he was just talking about a lot of people want to reach up. You know, they think they need I need Denzel. No, bro, reach across.
Right.
Because when you learn how to reach across, you'll find out. You feel me? There's so many different people. Exactly, I love that. So start with yourself, and then look at your friends and look at your network because you guys can come together. Because a lot of times when you see people in film and movie, it's the same people filming with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And we already got a Denzel. We already got a Michael B.
Be the first you.
We already got we don't have you.
Yeah.
Something authentic about you, and just show that.
Yeah, big shout out to Michael B. Jordan. I will be working with you.
Yeah,
you in my book. Hey, you and Ryan are in my book, Awards for the Grounds. You feel me?
Me too,
yeah,
bro.
Tight vibes. You hear me? They going crazy right now.
Crazy, bro. Sinners is amazing.
Man, I gotta go see it.
You have to, bro. I saw it last night, man. It's
like that.
Phenomenal.
I heard Rotten Tomatoes gave it 100%, bro.
Yes, and I believe it. Yeah, some 100%. I'm like, I don't know, right, but this one they got right.
They got it right.
They got this one right for sure.
Listen, man. One thing that I want to sum this up with that Donovan said. Big shout out to DC. We talked about you can't get blessed if you don't show up for your blessing. And if you're gonna show up for your blessing, be prepared. Period. Master your craft, master yourself, and show up for your blessings and opportunities. And eventually, those no's will turn into a yes. But you got to be willing to go through your no's to get to your yes. Yo, that's our show. I'm your host, Whispering to Your Soul. AD, where can we find you, bro? People want to tap in.
Oh, yes, sir. You can find me on Instagram, Donovan W Carter. Also on, TikTok, Donovan W Carter. And I'm on Twitch, y'all. Stream when I play my games. So, yeah, DC So Fly as well.
That's the gamer tag?
Yes.
Because guess what? He about to get all the smoke. You hear me? We gonna make sure that happens. You can check me out. My gamer tag is PTI King J. Or, the original was the #1 headed because, it is what it is. But that's our show. Episode Whispering to Your Soul. Coming to y'all soon. Make sure y'all stream it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. All that good stuff, man. Blow this up, bro, because it's enough toxic things going on in the world. And we just want to put out some positive, authentic stories. You heard it here from the man, the myth himself right here. Y'all be on the lookout for my brother on TV shows, commercials, streaming, gaming, restaurant. You know what I mean? And if you got something creative they could possibly invest in and it's going to work out, just leave that to God. And if it's supposed to work, it will work. You feel me? I'm your host, King Jacquel Martin. You can find me at Whispering to Your Soul. Check out my IG at King Jacquel Martin. That's KingJaquuellMartin. That's our show.